You're going to love this.
Bye-bye love, bye-bye happiness, hello loneliness, I think I'm gonna cry. Bye-bye love, bye-bye sweet caress, hello emptiness, I feel like I could die. Bye-bye my love, bye, bye-bye my love, bye, bye-bye my love, bye.
Fantastic, Phil and Don Everly, and we're absolutely delighted and honoured to see.
We're not worthy.
Huge
Oh,
fans,
worthy.
always have been. No, you're starting a tour here.
Yes.
How long was it on for?
Oh, it'll be about a five and a half weeks, something like that.
Right.
Pretty much everywhere, you know,
Right.
Albert Hall and all of that.
And then back to the States.
Yes, yeah.
You are, I mean, obviously you're legends, and Bob Dylan, I think, said about you that he was so grateful to you both because you really made it all happen, that whole rock scene.
Well, he did a lot with it.
He took it up.
He's done quite well.
Isn't it interesting when you're looking at that clip there, and the same goes for Presley when you see some of his early TV appearances, how that rock and roll thing was slightly sanitized by the arrangements. I mean, at the end there, it was
Well, that's a Sullivan. It looked like a Sullivan show, and we had an orchestra, you know, like we had to do bands and
they cleaned it up a
you
bit
can
around the
see
edges.
us
They would
kind of
put a
listening.
button on everything.
Yeah.
A band would always have to play a little bit with you.
Yeah.
Seemed like.
Yeah.
You started off singing with your family, with your parents, didn't
Yes.
you?
Right.
So how old were you when you first went on stage or first appeared in public?
Donald actually started earlier than I did, but we were the family thing was about I was 6 and 8, but he'd already been working a couple of years. You know?
So you kind of followed in Big Brother.
Yeah.
Everly family for many years on radio and throughout the Midwest and southern portion of the United States.
See, your dad played the guitar, didn't
Yes,
he?
he was a very famous. He was thumb-pick guitar playing. They call it from Muhlenberg County, Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's kind of Merle Travis, Mose Regger, and
Chet
Chet
Atkins.
Atkins.
Yeah.
That genre of guitar playing.
So if there'd been more of you, you might have been the Jackson 5.
It could have been.
Easily.
I'm sure that they would have happened.
Well, when you got back together again, because you spent about 11 years just cooling off because it had been such a pressure, you know, the success you'd had until the 70s. There was a very famous split. Then you got back together, and your dad came back and did a couple of appearances with you,
Yes,
didn't he?
at Albert Hall.
At the Albert
We
Hall.
were at Albert Hall.
That must have been a great moment.
It is a wonderful moment. In
Yeah.
fact, I always am amazed when we go back to Albert Hall. I always think of that very moment, actually.
When your dad was there.
with us.
What did your mum do? Did she join
She
him?
sang, and
Right.
we did a live radio show in the early morning, and you know they read commercials, and we sold things like that, and we sang trios and quartets and just a variety of things.
And you used to harmonise then, the harmonies.
Yeah, we did. We had a
developed
duet, and we'd sing a solo, and then all kinds of music, you know, from gospel to
no dancing
country.
on the radio. No.
Yeah.
Who does the high harmonies?
I did.
You, but they didn't start that way. You were doing the harmonies to begin with.
Dad taught us how to sing, basically, and play the guitar. And Phil was really very young, so I sang the harmony first. And as soon as Phil, you know, really, his voice was more natural.
I was
natural to sing the high
slow
part.
study. I was.
But it wasn't just the distinctive sound of your voices in harmony. It was you had some great songs, you know, like Bye Bye Love. I mean, you Dream. I mean,
Dream, which you're going to be singing later
unfortunate
on.
was the song.
You cannot miss, can you?
No,
They're so good.
They were written by a man named Boudleaux and his wife Felice Bryant, and he wrote quite a few hits for us. And he was just
He wrote them specifically for you, with you in mind.
No, really, not Bye Bye Love. Bye Bye Love had been kicking around Nashville they'd said for years. Nobody had really done it, and so, but we took it, and we had a song called Give Me a Future. We took the arrangement off that and put it on Bye Bye Love, and it just seemed to work.
What about Dream? Was that written for you?
Yes, that was written for us.
What did you think can you remember the first time you sat down with the guitars and you saw the score and you sang it through the very first day?
You know, I actually remember hearing it on an acetate with Boudleaux Bryant's version of it, and I said at the time they could have put Boudleaux's out, and it was just a great song.
Beautiful song.
Timeless.
Beautiful song.
Yeah.
And I know your tours must consist of fans asking for these records, these numbers again and again and again. You're going to sing it for us at the end of the show. Which is, we're really looking forward to.
Early morning version.
I know, all the singers say that. It is so unfair to have to sing in the
Obviously,
morning.
we had a conversation with Gene Pitney, we know.
Yeah, I know. Okay, but where's your first tour date?
Croydon.
Croydon. Hang around.
Friday night.
Friday night.
Friday night.
Have a good tour.
Thank you so much.
Have a good
Pleasure
tour.
being here.
Later. Okay, we're taking a break for the news now. As we say, the Everlys will be back later, but we'll be